Thanks for tuning in to Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate. I am Cleve Loveland, broker, owner of Loveland Properties. I've been selling houses in Central Florida for 30 years. My family's been doing it for about 20 years before that. Give us a call if you need any real estate questions answered today on the show. We're going to be talking about how to sell, how to get ready to sell, what improvements you should do, how to buy a house, how to get your offer accepted when there's multiple offers. All of these things. We're going to talk to the loan arranger also about interest rates and where those are at, what you can do to get a better interest rate, why you need to get fast-tracked to make your offer look good. One thing I want to dive right into really quickly is the numbers. We get those inventory numbers every month on what's going on out there, and our inventory's at probably about a 10-year, actually probably about a 13-year low, and only about 4,000 homes for sale. What does that mean? That means usually below 300,000 you're getting multiple offers. Sometimes even below 400,000 you're getting multiple offers. If you're a buyer, that's rough. There's ways to work around that. We can help you with that. If you're a seller, it's usually good news. You're going to sell for a good price, but there's an art to getting that offer accepted, getting the right offer that will pay you the most and appraise, get past the appraisal, not give you any bunch of hassles on repairs and things like that. Make sure you get to the closing table. That's what I do at Loveland Properties. And just want to make sure when my sellers go on the market, I always want to make sure I've got a 50-point checklist for them when I walk through their house. I want to make sure everything's primed and done. Sometimes if it's got a little deferred maintenance, we might want to do a building inspection if it's an older home or it's got a lot of wood rot I might notice. But these things to reassure the buyer that we know the condition of the home, because all these, remove these questions, your offers get higher. And that's the most important part. And then when you actually do have multiple offers, I've got a system I developed back in 2005 to make sure you get top dollar. I call it my market maker. And basically we're setting the house out there for bids for about anywhere from 4 to 7 days. And that way you get more people through the home. Because if you hit a hot market and you get the first couple people through in the first day, some people might be working, but they might be willing to pay you more. They couldn't get there that weekend, or they're out of town that weekend. You want to give the good exposure to the market to get as many realtors through as possible, and then review the offers and then give a counter offer to the best one or accept the best one. But I want to get to my friend Bruce here and bring him in. Bruce, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
And so where are we at with interest rates? I mean, are the refis still going? What's happening?
Well, refis are going, but, anybody that was, on the ball has already refinanced. I mean, interest rates had already hit their lowest. I think that if you refinance back in October, November, December, you hit the best rates. January wasn't too bad. February, we saw some turnarounds. The bond market is going the opposite direction. Gas prices are going up, housing prices are going up, and interest rates are going up. It's just going to happen, right? But we have seen about a 0.5 point increase in interest rates just in the last 3.5 weeks. So it's been pretty substantial.
Yeah, but it's still what people, it's funny what people don't remember. I mean, when everything was going crazy, like we had a hot market in 2005 and 2006, really it was too overheated because of bad lending practices. Rates were 6% on your primary. Rates were 6.5%.
I will expect that interest rates will be 4.5% probably in the next 6 to 12 months.
You think so? They'll go that high? Yeah.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, I have a feeling they'll probably even go higher than that. Look at everything that this administration is doing reminds me of Carter. Okay, so think about that.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, what happened? Who has had a 60-cent gas increase just in the last month? I mean, who does that? Yeah. Right. And then everything, inflation. The more money this country gives us, the more we're going to experience inflation. Yeah. So you think you're getting a free check for $1,400? It's going to cost you $20,000 more dollars to live.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't. It's like the $15 minimum wage. Great, give them 15. Give them 30. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's going to be an $80 hamburger. That's okay.
Got to make sense, yeah.
It's got to make sense. It's all going to level out at the end.
It will. We'll get it fixed in 2022, hopefully. Yeah. So, but one thing I think this market is doing very well, and I think this year the inventory, we got 4,000 homes for sale, which is not a lot. I think that inventory will bottom out and start to climb again, because we were at 10,000. We averaged about 9,000 homes for sale for about the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And that's still a good appreciating market. And I think we'll get back there. I think the pandemic, the interest rates dropping so low, heated up the market. Thank goodness we had that bright spot during the pandemic. But it also kept a lot of sellers from putting their house on the market. So as people get their vaccines and other people are like, well, my mom and dad are living with me, they're at risk, I don't want to show my house, we're going to see inventory hopefully rise. Now, the builders, they're going to get their supply chain problems under control. The builders are not selling as many homes as they want to. They've got supply limitations. So they're saying, we're just going to do 10 this month in this neighborhood. We're going to do 20 in that neighborhood. That's good. That's a good thing.
Well, it's a great thing, and they have to, because not only can they not get the material in, but they don't even know what to price it at, because they don't know what the material is going to be in 6 months from now.
The crash we had, they delivered 50 homes and there was nobody to buy them. Literally, they had people walking away from homes being delivered.
We're not going to experience that.
We're not going to. So the other thing we've got too for going in Florida and Central Florida, we've got people moving here from the rest of the country. We're open for business. I can't tell you how many people I see, and
we got the weather.
They're visiting from other states. Yeah, we definitely got the governor, and they're visiting from other states, and they're happy about it. And some people are coming here to live. We've also got people from other parts of Florida, coming to Central Florida. We are less expensive than the West Coast or the East Coast along the water, along the ocean or the Gulf. And it's just plain and simple. We are not limited by any bodies of water. We can keep growing and growing. Now, sometimes if you're commuting, sometimes that's a bad thing, but we got construction everywhere. But it's a good sign. It's a good sign for our market. So even if something does happen and Sleepy Joe gives us, bad inflation for a couple of years, we will recover from it. But Central Florida usually doesn't. We come out of downturns faster. We rise faster.
Well, and here's the thing. You're asking me about rates. And if you are listening to this show and you're like, oh my God, rates are going up, I shouldn't buy. No, you absolutely should buy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think you should buy even more importantly now than ever before, because even if interest rates went up a quarter or a half a point, big deal. Your house prices are going up faster than that, and your rent is going up even faster than that. There's a shortage of rental properties out there. So do you want to keep making your landlord rich? Well, keep doing that.
I had a young couple just swearing they had the perfect house for them. And what's hard is, we give people an education, and we had the perfect house for somebody, and they're saying, no, don't quite feel it. Well, they didn't get it. And that young couple, that young wife, gave him just about holy hell because their interest rates went up. Right. So he was fussing over. We were literally like $5,000 apart, and the client's our boss, and we gave him all the information we could, saying this is a good deal, you need to do this. But they lost more than that in interest because interest rates spiked. Yep. So because you can't lock. I was just talking to a buyer the other day. He goes, well, I got my applications in, my rate's locked. I'm like, no, you can't lock a rate unless they got a contract, right?
Yep.
You got to have an address. You got to be in contract. So real quick, I want to go through the listings and give people an idea of what's for sale out there all over Central Florida, because if you're hearing my voice right now, I can get your house on the radio. I work 5 counties in Central Florida, all the way down to Polk County, up to the Ocala Forest. I've actually got an agent in the Ocala Forest. He camps out there and waits on anybody who needs to sell something there. And we will travel, but we will give you great service. But I've got a great place. You're thinking about starting your own business. I've got a condo on Lake Mary Boulevard. This is for your own business. It's 700 square feet in a beautiful building. Plenty of room. There's 2 offices inside. You got room for reception and a waiting area. Probably house up to 8-10 cubicles in there to work, and it's only $99.9. Own your own property. The condo dues on that, how much are they? Are they on here? I think they're only a couple $100 a month. I don't have that exact figure on this listing, but a great buy at $99.9. I've got the best price house in Lake Mary. It is $492,000, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths with a pool on the water. Here's the good part. Most houses this price range are about 2,600 square feet. Well, this one's almost 3,000. It's got a newer AC. It's been replumbed. All the work is done to it. Just a gorgeous custom home on the water with a nice pool. Even the pool equipment was replaced. That's at $492,000. I've got 36 acres. You need some land? Actually, I think he's going to pick up another couple acres next door. It's probably going to be about 38 acres of land in Umatilla. $450,000. The house on it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. You could live in that while you build your dream home. It used to be a nursery. 2 bedroom, 2 bath house, all renovated, new kitchen, new appliances, new flooring, 1,200 square feet and 38 acres for $450,000. That's you can't find pieces like that anymore. You could probably, I'm not sure, you'd go to the county. I think you can divide this into 5-acre parcels if you want.
What a perfect property if you wanted to use my construction perm program and live in that house while you're building your dream home. And think about people that might have an RV, a big boat. Maybe you have a landscaping business. You need some vehicles to park.
All right. And then I've got this show place. I wish all of my listings looked this good. This house is listed in South Bay, just in time for the Bay Hill Classic. $880,000, 4 bedroom, 3 baths with a pool. This is the original owner. And this house has been just totally renovated to a T. It looks like something out of a magazine. You've got a 3-way split plan. You've got formal living areas, soaring high ceilings. It's an A-frame house. You've got a 3-car side entry garage. The backyard has a $150,000 concrete wall around it, not fencing, a concrete wall. And it's $880,000, and just gorgeous dream home. Call us. We can get you in to take a look at this. This one will not last long. $880,000. Actually, we've got to take you into the neighborhood because I think the sheriff's department locked down Bay Hill today because of the golf tournament. So we can take you to look at that. So if you have any questions, you're looking for a house, one of these strikes your interest, call me, Cleve Loveland, at 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, or if you have any questions for Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, I'm the loan arranger. Been in the business for 32 years. Just call me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. You want push button get mortgage? It's as easy as it gets at webringyouhome.com. So feel free to apply there. Those are some great listings that you have right there. One of the things that I think that Cleve really brings to the table for folks that want to list their property is that he truly gives them the tools to be able to get the most money for their property. And it's really it's about I've seen what works. I've got a 50-point checklist of things people need to do, because I and my agents tell me, we go into houses sometimes and I have people that need to get pods. They need to have the estate sale. They need to do the pre-listing inspection. I have other people that just have too much stuff, too many kids' toys. Let's get the kids' toys into the kids' rooms. You'll get a 3-hour notice before you're going to show the house. But we know how to get a house prepped and ready for sale. It's not about you. This is what people got to forget or need to remember. It's not about you. It's about what the buyer seeing themselves in your house. And the most important thing is that it looks pretty neutral, and you don't have extra couches there. The one, because the dog sleeps on one, and you got that couch, blocking the glass door out to the back porch, and you got that beautiful pool. I know how to stage a house without paying for it. We're going to pay to get the house ready a little bit. Usually my sellers spend about maybe 1 to 2% of the sales price of the home getting ready, unless they've deferred a lot of maintenance. Right. So, but there's ways around that too. I've got vendors that I work with. We can get some stuff. We can tell the buyer that, hey, we're giving an allowance for this. We're going to do the roof out of closing, whatever it might be. I know how to handle it because I've done it forever. 407-352-8118. 407-352-8118. Cleve Loveland will be working all weekend, or go to cleveloveland.com. Bruce, number? Yeah, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. I have loan officers on call right now if you'd like to speak to one of them. And if you'd like to apply online, I can make it even faster for you. You want to push a button, get a mortgage, go to webringyouhome.com, see my picture on there, and apply online. Cleve, we got to take a break here in just a minute. Anything else you want to cover before we go on break?
No, when we come back, I want to talk about how to handle multiple offers. My market maker system that I'm using again. I haven't used it since 2005 and 6. I want to talk about that and how that gets sellers more money. It also gives a fair shot to the buyers to get into a house. It really works well. I came up with this, and it's actually a system out of Australia that I learned in 2004.
Well, maybe we can share that at the next segment.
We'll be back after this segment with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Arranger.
That's right. We'll be back in just a minute.